Hi and welcome to BBC Top Gear Magazine India. This is Yash Sunil and what we have with us today is the all-new 2022 Range Rover in its autobiography long wheelbase guys. Now, I can't drive the car, but what I can give you is an overview of what the car is about. But stay tuned for a drive coming out really soon with the all-new Range Rover. Let's begin. Now, talking about the design of the 2022 Range Rover, they have decided not to mess around with its original design because people really loved it. But what they have done is modernized it. Now, let's talk about the overall headlight design. While it might look like the older generation, it certainly isn't because it is a lot more technical. For instance, these are digital headlights which illuminate up till 12 objects actually on the road, and they have the sensors mounted up there. The overall front as well is pretty simple, minimalistic. And you have these fog lamps here, you have the only Range Rover badge here and one at the rear, and you have this nice grille finish which is like the previous generation, but overall it has a certainly charming personality on the vehicle. So one very interesting fact for the Range Rover is the fact that they have actually updated their vehicle once only every decade, which means that this is the 5th generation for which they have followed a new design philosophy, which is reduction is design. And you can see that on the overall exterior where things are extremely minimalistic, but they still have a very charming personality to it. Now, since this is the autobiography, it comes with a standard 22-inch wheels, but you can upgrade to a 23-inch wheels as well. Let's move on to the rest of the side where this reminds you of the previous generation, but it again has a slightly different design. The only badge that you have saying what variant it is here where it says autobiography. And the overall side design is pretty minimalistic like I mentioned. Now, just like its other siblings, it finally comes with pop-up door handles which yes look really nice, and again the overall design looks pretty simple. You have the shoulder line here, and one very important aspect is you don't have any trim pieces on the window anymore. Basically the body wraps all the way to the window. Nice. Move over to the rear quarters, and the rear quarter again the only trim piece is here, and you have a glass that is here entirely, and you don't have any plasticky or any bits here. Looks pretty nice if you ask me. A big fuel filler cap for the diesel engine that we have. And let's move to the back now. So the very distinctive feature for Range Rovers always used to be its split tailgate, which this still retains. Yes, it takes its own sweet time. But while I'm here, why should I not mention the fact that this can actually be used as a picnic bench. Ah man, nice. And you have speakers here for when you want to relax and actually have a good time enjoying the nice non-British landscape. Now that I showed you its party trick, there are other interesting things that the tailgate does as well. For instance, it has a huge amount of space for no matter what you store. Also, you have a full-size spare here, which is very impressive. And you have this touchscreen controls to control your seats from here. You can control the adjustability for the height from here. You can also control this automated tonneau cover, which is very interesting. And you can also control the center control armrest from here, which is all very interesting. Now let's move to the inside, where there are a lot more things that I want to show you. Now, just like the outside, things on the inside for the 2022 Range Rover has changed as well. For instance, this seat is actually the master seat, and the seat can be reclined completely forward, making this very luxurious. More importantly, just like before, you can have a manual, you can have this come down electronically. You have a nice display at the front, again something that's optional. But yeah, it is very luxurious for the back. The overall seat quality, the seat leather, extremely plush. You have this nice Meridian sound system here, which is almost 1700 watt of music. That might sound fantastic, something I can't show you though. And overall, feels very luxurious. Now, following its minimalistic design, Range Rover has decided to go out of all of the buttons and instead replace it with this screen that you see before me. For instance, you have this screen that controls your seats, your climate controls, your blinds, and you can also have the option for massage seats, heated seats, and adjust the seats from here. Now, the advantage is that this screen that you see before me can actually hold 2 HDMI cables, which simply means that you can be watching whatever you want in luxury, in the lap of luxury of the Range Rover. More importantly, you have these Land Rover branded headphones, Bluetooth headphones actually, that connect to the screen and allow you to listen to whatever you want to using these, or you can also connect any of your Bluetooth devices as well. Now, with the functions of the rear seat done, let's move to the front seat because that is somewhere where I am really looking forward to sit. Now, one of the best talking points of the interior for the Range Rover is the fact that you have a brand new steering wheel, which is a 2-spoke steering wheel, and you have a new gear knob as well, and you have a brand new digital driver's display at the front, which has a floating design, and an infotainment screen which also looks really nice, which is pretty huge as well. Now, moving on to the infotainment screen, what you have is a massive infotainment screen at the front, which is certainly easy to use. But what Range Rover has done is, since sometimes people accidentally touch it, it has haptic feedback, which means that you have to actually feels like you're actually pressing something on the screen, which certainly helps for those times when you actually accidentally touch a lot of things on the screen. Now, speaking of the screen in general, you have most of the displays that you need, such as your 4x4 modes, your seat controls, your climate controls. Everything is on the screen itself. But what I must admire is the fact that you still have physical controls for your AC, something that is missing in almost every car these days. Talking about the AC controls, this is a dying breed of vehicle that still offers physical controls for your AC, which I really like. For instance, these are actually multifunctional, because if you push them, they control your ventilator and heated seats, and if you pull them, they actually control your fan speed. And if you go back, you can actually control the temperature. Pretty nifty, if you ask me. Since this is an off-roader after all, just like every other Range Rover and Land Rover, you have an off-road setting. For instance, you can go into off-road and you can select if you want to switch off the differentials. It has your tilt and banking, and you have your altitude here, and it can water wade also up till 3 meters depending on the height that you have selected. Now, this is certainly a party trick that it has, because this offers a 3D camera that you can see around. Oh, looks damn nice. Now, since again, like I mentioned, they are following the minimalistic design, no longer do you have rotary dials for the vents, where you certainly now instead have this option where you can switch on the switch or switch off the vents using the screen. Also, this has quite a good air quality index, where you can notice that it certainly is doing a good job in maintaining the air quality for the interiors of this car. And with that, this is an overview of the all-new 2022 Range Rover. Let us know in the comments down below what did you think about this, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for our first drive review coming out really soon. With that, thank you so much for watching. This is Yash Sunil signing out. Bye-bye.